Good morning, everyone. I know I look like I'm bundled up, but it can get cold. Sometimes hot and cold over here. But anyways, so I started my spiritual journey what, five, 6 months ago now. Maybe even more than that. I haven't been keeping track, to be honest. And so far I've had a lot of guides, a lot of goddesses. I've had Inanna, I've had Odin, I've had the Norse sisters, I've had Lilith, I've had Kali Ma, I've had, who else? Baba Yaga. I have had a couple fake creatures, fairies. I've had a couple of, well, you call dark, not evil, because even though I'm starting to notice that, even though this on my spiritual journey, because a lot of people they freak out over this, and every single time I say, oh yeah, I had a dark guide and blah blah blah, and they freak out and they're like, oh, evil, da da da, and I was like, no, some of them are just, hey, like I was born the way I was with curly hair and this and that and this skin color. It's just the way they were, you know. Some of them are just, that's just how they are. That's just how they look. They might look creepy, they might look scary, but not all of them have bad intentions. It's just based off of, like, Baba Yaga, for example. She doesn't help guide anybody unless she knows there's something special about them or something about them that she sees good, not to want to, like, if you heard the stories of her, sacrifice them. Because I don't know, there's stories, they're saying the stories that she didn't do that, they're saying the stories that she did do certain things like that, so believe what you want. Just like Hecate, she, a lot of people are like, oh, well, you have to worship them and you have to send them offerings and this and that. I mean, I have given Hecate offerings. I do have Lilith, and I do have a statue of her. I mean, I've given them, here and there, but when I met Hecate, I didn't even know who she was. Like Baba Yaga, I didn't know who she was. I had visions of them, I had dreams of them, and then later on, I had to figure out who they were and exactly how they were trying to work with me on my journey. And I've had Nebith Heka, which I found out she's one of my past lives. And then I had an Opturian starseed, which I also found out is part of my past life. So it's just like, and her, I ended up having visions of her and bumping into her. I call her V, by the way. I was like this. I was outside. I was sunbathing. I was meditating. I was, had my head up towards the sun. I was breathing in, breathing out. And all of a sudden, as soon as I opened my eyes, I started getting sigils, and they were flashing different colors at me. I wrote them down in my journal, and then as soon as that, I kind of saw like this. It was like this. It was like kind of like a peephole, and it looked like a greenish kind of blue color. And I remember staring at it, and it was almost like something was staring back at me. So I was kind of like talking to it calmly. Sorry. I was talking to it calmly, and that's when I found out she basically was like trying to get a feel for me by looking at me through a portal type thing. So, and then after that, I just started getting visions of her and Nebith Heka together. And Nebith Heka, she's from Egypt. A lot of people say there's Heka and other ones. Like, her story's just barely coming out of who she was, and she was the daughter of Ra. And I dreamt about her. I literally saw myself inside her temple, which was inside of a pyramid. I saw her tomb in the ground where she was buried. I saw the writings on the floor. Like, I wrote and drew all this. I keep a dream journal of everything that I see in my visions and my dreams. So I ended up finding out that those two past have met each other before, and that's why they connected with me. So it's because my past life and then the Arcturian and them meeting each other and then them not like reintroduce, not like me figuring out who they were, because obviously I already knew who they were in my past life, but it was more like them trying to remind me who I was. Because a lot of people are like, oh, you see your childhood, you see your teenagehood, you see your shadow self. Yeah, but that's not just it. You think they take you back to your childhood, but they take you back. They will literally take you back to times where this lifetime you didn't even exist yet, you know. They'll take you way back to some of your past lives, the major ones that they want you to remember. And I know I've had a lot of past lives. I've done my Akasha records, and I have a lot of spiritual friends who have done tarot readings on me and some of the past life readings on me and my Akasha records, and everything was just like bam, bam, bam. And I've come to find out the reason why I have interacted with so many different types of guides that were from this world, not from this world. They were light and they were dark and they were from up there, is because I am a psychopomp. I am a psychopomp. And it's just crazy because I was reading into it, because a lot of people think psychopomps are just, oh, they're just grim reapers. They just work with the dead, da, da, da. But they can work with any types of forms of life. And the lady was like, well, not only are you a psychopomp, but you're interdimensional one, which means you've been in different dimensions, and you literally, you dream walk if you're not dream walking already. And I told her, I was like, I've been dream walking since I was 7 years old. My gift started with dreams, and then seeing ghosts, and then having deja vu in my senses at 7 years old. Well, 7 years old was not the activation point, because I believe this gift was always with me, but I think 7 was the awareness point of it. And then 17 was another huge age for me, when I started coming more into my gifts and seeing guides appear to me. And then now that throughout my life, like certain ages, certain times in my life, I would notice every couple of years, every couple of months, every couple of weeks, my gifts would just get more and more and more and more and more and more stronger. And now I've been seeing threes, I've been seeing sequencing numbers. I've been seeing 369, which, if you know what 369 is. And right now I'm in the phase of 3, and I'm literally 36 years old. And it was kind of funny because one of my good friends, she did a tarot reading on me, and she just kept getting 3s and 9s and 3s and 9s and 6s and 6 and 6. All my cards were just, she's like, that's really creepy that they all came out that way. And she's like, well, you're going to be seeing more. And I was like, I'm literally 36 years old. And when I started my spiritual journey, I lost my job. I lost my place. I ended up leaving the town that I was in and coming and living here off grid. And then I ended up finding out that the place that I live at is literally called 3 Points, which is a giant triangle, which is also a vortex that I'm living in. I live in the desert and in a giant triangle that resembles 369, because if you know my bad. If you know, 369 makes a giant triangle. So the fact that I was like, what are the coincidence of seeing threes and seeing 369 at this point in my life where my gifts are getting the strongest? And I realize I'm a psychopomp, and I'm also trying to tap into shamanism too, because I have the traits of shamanism and the traits of a psychopomp. Like all my gifts, whatever you want to call it, I have like so many things going on right now in downloads. So But yeah, I was like, what are the coincidences that the universe basically moved me a whole life reset, sent me here at 36 years old. Now I'm seeing 369 everywhere. And I find out that I'm literally living in a place called 3 Points, a giant triangle that literally is 369. That is like, people are like, oh, you're spiritual. I was like, you need to understand that when you're really invested in it, when you go through the shadow self, when you go through the childhood trauma, when you see yourself and you have your awakening and you go past the illusion, you just let yourself go through. Some of it's going to be sad, some of it's going to make you feel guilty, some of it's going to make you see yourself, some of it's going to ask you to forgive yourself, some of it is going to be like, okay, these things happened. Yes, they were good. Yes, they were bad. But it happened because of this, and this, and where you're supposed to be right now. So even talking to one of my friends, she goes, girl, she goes, you are exactly where you're supposed to be. Your spiritual journey brought you here, living in 3 Points, being 36 years old and seeing 369 everywhere. She goes, it's not a coincidence. It was meant to happen. So if anybody is frustrated right now, if anybody is like, what the heck is going on? Because for a minute when I came here, there was nothing. There was silence. There was stillness. Nothing was happening. My guides were, I was like, okay, what's going on? What's next? You know? But now, since I'm past that hermit mode, now it's like bam, bam, bam. And it's like right in your face. And it's just things I can't deny anymore. Like, there's literally a tree in the yard right now. I made a painting of a tree that looks like it's dead, but on one side of it, it has a pink flower. And to me, that resembles, even though something looks dormant, even though something looks like it's been through hell, it can still bloom, it can still blossom, it can still grow. I made that painting 3 years ago. I literally have a tree in my yard right now that's doing the same thing. And the flower on it is literally pink. So it's this is what I'm talking about. Like, when you finally accept your awakening, when you finally go through all the trials that you need to go through, you will see these things in your face. Like, it will no longer be just visions and dreams. It will be with your physical eyes. The universe will talk to you. The universe, your guides will communicate with you. You just got to be willing and open to receive the messages and be willing and open to go through the process. Because, yes, I'm not going to tell you it's going to be easy, because a lot of people have been taken out of my life. I don't even associate with family anymore. There's just certain energies that my life was like, nope, they got to go. And it's still doing it. It's still getting rid of energies. It's still, sometimes the past will pop up its ugly head at me here and there. But I know it's just all part of the process to get me to the next level of what I'm going through. And people think that your spiritual journey is just something that's going to last for a couple months, maybe a year. No, your spiritual journey can last a lifetime. You are going to go from one phase to another phase to another phase to another phase. And every phase and every level, like a video game, every level that you go through, you're going to find something amazing about yourself. You're going to see the world in a totally different perspective. Life is not going to be the same for you anymore. Like, I literally right now, I'm not working, and I was working. I still have income coming in, but it's like I've tried to get back out there, but it's just like life. I just don't see myself doing those things anymore. I can't. Like, I literally cannot go back to a 9 to 5. I literally cannot put myself back into society. Like, the feelings and emotions and the openness and the awakeness that I feel, I just don't feel like I belong to that part of the world anymore. And I've tried to apply for jobs. I try to do things, and every single time it's like the universe is like, no, no, no. No matter how hard I've been trying, the universe is like, no, you're not going back to that crap. We have a plan for you. You found out what your purpose is. Now it's time to do it. that's why a lot of people are like, okay, so if we're star seeds and some of us are chosen ones, like, how are we gonna know? Like, how are we gonna know when, or remember why we're here for? Trust me. Once you finally embrace it, once you finally accept yourself, once you finally decide to go and remember who you are, the universe will tell you. The universe will show you. Your guides will help you. So, yeah, that's been my journey so far. And now I realize I'm a psycho pump, and I'm also going to be learning how to be a shaman and use my gifts. And I'm excited. I'm freaking happy. And I can't wait. There's so many things that I want to do. I want to make books. I want to make more channels. There's so many things, and I want to help people. And I'm excited to see what the universe and my guides and my angels and God, the creator, whoever you believe in, brings to the table for me. I'm excited. So I'm just saying, going on your spiritual journey, finally accepting who you are and embracing yourself, because for the longest I didn't. It took me a long time to finally get past my old religious beliefs and get past doubting myself and judgment and other people's opinions to get where I am right now. So just, if you're ready, go for it. Do it, because I'm telling you right now, it's going to change your life for the best.